Well, that's the bathroom coming along, and it's coming along really nicely, and it really has. Just in a couple of days, the amount of difference and the amount of change that it's made in there is unreal. So as you seen in the last episode, we've got all the wood paneling on, which we're over the moon with. It really has given it the effect that we wanted, and it's going to look wonderful. The height that it's given to the room and just the difference that it's made, and you can kind of see the direction that it's going into now, but we're still a long way from being finished. We're nowhere near being done yet. So we've got the wood on, and we're going to be doing something interesting in the shower as well, which is going to look really unique and make it really stand out, really beautiful. So that's going to be fun to work with and see how we get on with that. On top of that, Terry's decided that we're putting raised panels in the actual wooden panels that we've made. We've looked at what we can do just to give it a bit more depth and a bit more detail into the actual room itself. We looked at wood, and if we looked at wood, again, we were going into the hundreds of pounds range, which was going to start getting silly for the little bit of detail that we want to add. So we've decided to go down a route and look at plasterboard, but not just any plasterboard, not just normal plasterboard. We're going to detail, and we're going to make it decorative. And again, it's interesting to see the process and learn new things, because this is completely new for all of us. We've never done anything like this. So what we've done, we've got our plasterboard. This will be inset into the actual wooden pieces itself, into the wooden panels. And what we're going to do is actually chamfer the edge. So magic tool we found on Amazon, which basically, as you can see here, it's curved. So what it'll allow us to do is we'll be able to go along the edges of the plasterboard itself and basically give it a chamfer. So it's a nice, neat, decorative finish on the edges. So all you do with this is, obviously we've got our nice straight edge. We bring our tool to it, we present it, we've got it nice and square, and then we push it along. And it takes a couple of goes. It's just like planing wood in that sense. A couple of times over, and you can see now we've got a nice, neat finish. Obviously we have to sand it down and finish it off, but it's given us exactly the effect we were going for. And on top of that, just because that's not decorative enough, we need to do a bit more. We're taking the corners out, as you can see here. So we'll take the corners out, we'll chamfer these as well in the same way. And what we're going to do is we're going to have some little moulding. So you've seen, Terry's been busy making little decorative mouldings. So I'll show you what we're doing. So on the wall, when we get it on, these will sit and they'll just finish it off nicely, and they'll finish the actual effect off. And obviously when it's all painted in, when it's all where we want it to be and how we want it to be, it will look completely different. I know it just looks like plasterboard and it's going to look scruffy for a couple of episodes. It's not going to look great because we do need to finish it off. So there's still a lot of work to do on it, but you can see the direction that we're going and you can see where we're going to be going with it. And hopefully, really, the bathroom should be done within the next 2 to 3 weeks. We've got the tiles coming. We've got everything on order. It's just going to be a case of getting it down and just getting on with the work. So I'm going to crack on with these, get these done, and get as many of these on the walls as we can and we'll be able to see kind of where we're going with it. So let's crack on. Well, it's going great guns in here now. It really is coming along, and you can start to see where this bathroom's going to go and how it's going to look when it's done. Now, it doesn't look perfect right now. It is in a state, but we know that we have to do these stages, and we're just showing you these stages so you can understand it. So, Terry, explain, why have we done this with plasterboard? Why have we covered up my beautiful walls?
I didn't tell you not to paint it because we would be covering about 90% of it up.
Yeah, well, I didn't realise, I knew we were doing these panels.
Yeah.
I didn't realise we were doing these. This was completely new to me.
Well, it looked good for one episode. So the reason we're doing the plasterboard rather than wood is a number of reasons. One, the plasterboards are 2.5 meters long. So that means that we can have a continuous piece right the way up, which is one reason.
It's a good reason.
Yeah. Two, because a piece of plywood, or obviously we don't want to use MDF for the bin in the bathroom, so a piece of plywood or pine in that piece, you'd be looking probably about 60 or 70 euro for one piece.
Yeah.
Where that one cost us €9.
And we've already got 2 panels, so we'd have already used, on the pieces of pine, the plasterboard's 120 wide. The pieces of pine or the pieces of the ply that we're talking about are only 60 wide. So we've only used so far 2 plasterboards on getting all these panels done.
Yeah.
That would have been 4 pieces of ply. So that would have been 70, 140, 280, 280, and instead it's cost us €16. Yeah. So we are trying to think about it in an economical way, but to have exactly the same outcome.
Yeah, well, to be honest, we like to try different ways of doing stuff as well. So, like trying this, I've never seen it done with plasterboard, and using our little tool to put the little chamfer on the edges. It's worked really well, to be honest.
Unbelievably well, and I'm surprised at it. And we have to explain to you viewers that this is nowhere near done. Please understand before you start commenting, before you give me headaches with the comments on an evening. We've got screws sticking out the walls. Yes, they're sticking out the walls right now. The reason they're sticking out is we've put it on with adhesive, and we don't want screw holes and everything in it. I can cover all these up with plaster, so they'll all be coming out once the adhesive's held, got it stuck on the wall, and it doesn't fall back down on us, all being well. We're going to be sealing in, so we've started to seal in around the edges, and it does have a really nice effect. When it's all sealed in, it's looking really good. So it's just going to be a case of going around perfecting it. The one thing that Terry is very precise about is the attention to detail, isn't it, Terry?
It is. Well, I think obviously if you go to all this effort, then
I think we all do. We've all made massive efforts with this and making sure that the attention to detail is bob on, I think.
Yeah, definitely. Obviously you can't really see it at the minute in the camera, but once it's all painted in and it casts the shadows, then you'll be able to see the
lines in it.
Yeah, the lines on the wood that Ash has created and the lines on the wood on the panelling.
Mm-hmm. And it's, again, we've done this, it's exactly the same. So the depth of the wood and the depth of the panelling is the same.
Yeah.
It goes straight across. And again, it's just to give that luxuriant panelling effect, really.
Yeah.
But it's not just being the panelling. Obviously, you'll see we've got little holes cut out the corners randomly, just to make my life a little bit more difficult, Terry. And again, this wasn't discussed until I'd done this panel, and then he said, "Oh, I want the corners cutting out." Didn't you, Terry?
I did.
So these, just a little bit of detail. Yeah, obviously, the adhesive's just gone on. These have just gone on so we can show you on camera. But again, just that little bit more attention to detail. And again, it just looks wonderful. It just finishes it off and it gives it that little bit of je ne sais quoi. But again, when it's all painted in, I think it's just going to look, it is going to look really good.
So how much can a silver leaf in here? I'm getting the tinfoil out.
Tinfoil. Oh God. The problem is you think he's joking.
No, the plan actually is there'll be, some of these will be glad and some of these will be disappointed that this whole room is going to be painted one colour.
Is it?
Mm-hmm. And there's going to be no
Even
gold.
I'm shocked. What colour?
Well, that's the question. It's going to be a sort of grey, creamy colour.
Normal white then?
Yeah, probably Roman white. But yeah, it's coming together. And I didn't video any, but I've been busy. So I've boxed the top of the shower in there, ready for our next bits.
Well, that, again, it looks awful right now, so please don't judge it. It does look awful, but again, it's nowhere near finished. But we have one massive, massive thank you to the wonderful Heidi Coburn.
Yeah.
And she has created
a beautiful stained glass. You hold it up to the side, because then...
How stunning is that?
Yeah, the light shines through it. So this is a design from the Titanic first class doors. And Heidi's obviously found the actual design of it and created it all in glass. So you've got like different pieces, you've got plain glass, you've got obviously all of this. It's not frosted, is it?
It's like frosted, but it's not. And there's loads of different textures to it. So there's some that's got a really bumpy texture. There's some that's got like a really fine texture, and the edging again, it's beautiful.
Yeah.
And that is going to go up there.
Yeah. So
I'm not doing it.
Got it all sorted. So I'll get it up to show you on camera.
Can I put it down now?
Yeah. But the idea, quite a lot of people have been asking. So you may be able to see a little electrical wire coming down. So the plan is I'm going to have a chandelier fitted in there.
You're going to get in so much trouble.
No, I'm not. I'm only joking. I'm winding you up. But you can get a chandelier for a shower.
It's got a shower head in the middle of the chandelier.
I'll just put that out there. I did look and they were available. But no. So the stained glass is going on the top. And then what we're going to create is a bigger version of that all the way underneath. And it's all going to be backlit. So when you're in the shower...
A bigger version of that?
Yeah.
Now this is a new conversation, Terry. This is me this is me and you viewers, both of us finding out at exactly the same time here that we're going to create something like that underneath. When did this come into the conversation?
That was always the plan.
No, it wasn't. We were talking about this the other day and you just said frosted glass.
Well, yeah, that's all that is.
I'll let you take that up with Heidi.
No, it's a lot of different pieces of glass, but
that
I was just going to one piece.
That
one
looks
piece.
like a couple of weeks' work in that one piece.
Yeah, I'm not putting loads of different pieces. I'm just going to use one big piece. So I'm going to sort of cheat because I'm going to put the lid on to make it look like it's loads of little pieces.
Like you did with the...
Like I did with the door.
That makes sense now.
Yeah. So that's going to be the plan for up there. And then we can get the rest of all these panels finished off. And if you're thinking, what on earth is this here? That's going to be for our handheld shower. So when you're in the bath and you want to wash your hair or wash the bath out, that's the control units for that, which are out of the way.
Yep.
And then we've got our taps for the bath.
Yep. And again, all a bit dusty. We haven't cleaned for you guys. We're really sorry.
No, we haven't been dusting.
No.
But I'll quickly get this up and show you so you can see what it's like.
Yep. Come on then.
So we have got our stained glass, and honestly it's absolutely stunning. Heidi, bless her, she done us one each. So this was the one for me. She done one for Ash, which was a borough sign, and she done one for Tracy, which was some beautiful flowers. So put mine at one pride of place in the bathroom.
Careful.
I know, I'm more nervous with this than I am a chandelier.
Moment of truth.
No, hopefully it'll fit.
It will. Did you use a tape measure this time?
I did. There we go.
Look at that.
Does it look nice?
Absolutely stunning. It really is beautiful.
Yeah. And then, like I said, once you have the light in here, so we're going with a warm white light, so it'll just sort of light this up.
Be very 1920s, won't it?
Well, I was thinking like a bit earlier than that.
I think it just feels
1800s.
1800s. Yeah. It feels 1900s-ish. No, in about way.
We'll go on that early 1900s then.
Early 1900s.
But I'm really pleased with it. I'm glad that it's all fitted in. And yeah. But I'm going to take it out for now because we need to still do some more work on it. And then look at getting our big piece of glass fit in here. And then that will be the shower pretty much finished.
which is good. Good. Well, that's us done for the day. We are absolutely pooped. It's looking amazing. We're happy with how it's going. A couple more days work with the plasterboards and with the caulk and getting it all sealed in, and we'll be not far off from getting the first coat of paint in here, so really exciting time. Hope you've all enjoyed today. Hope you've all had a wonderful Valentine's Day. Mwah to all of you. If you have liked today's programme, please hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and make sure you got the bell click for notifications, and we'll see you in the next video. Goodbye.
If you'd like to be part of our journey and help restore the chateau, then please join us on Patreon, where you'll be part of our journey, receive a piece of the history and get exclusive videos.